welcome to my studio. I hope you're good. Today, I thought it would be fun to turn another TV series into a picture book or a fiction book cover. I'm not sure yet. I'm just going to see. We are actually going to look at Fallout. Now, I hate to admit it, but I'm definitely a bit of a wuss when it comes to scary things. And honestly, I did kind of turn it off, and I'm not going to give spoilers because I know it's still quite new, although maybe I'm just really late to the bandwagon. It is probably more that, but yeah, anyway, I'm really getting into it now, watching it of an evening after the kids are in bed. And as we all know, in previous videos, I draw while I watch stuff. In fact, I even use my iPad to hide behind when I get a bit scared at the gory bits. I was not expecting it to be so gory. I mean, I play Fallout Shelter on my iPad and that's all happy, is it? Actually, it's been a while. I'm definitely going to have to start playing it now I've said it. But that seems all happy and shiny and more like The Sims. So I was like, yeah, let's watch Fallout. And then I spent most of the time hiding behind a pillow. But the story's really good and I now am hooked and I can't stop watching it. So I thought it would be really good to turn it into something for children.
What you're doing is insane.
I don't like the scary bits. Although they are what make it and I can't not watch it. But yeah, I'm not a horror movie kind of girl. I don't think I ever have been. Definitely more of a Disney kind of person. Disney adult. Yeah, a Disney adult. Disney adult? Disney adult. Adult? Or is it adult or adult? Wait, am I saying the exact same thing? No idea. Anyway, I'm a wimp. We are going to watch Fallout, draw it without all the gory bits, and turn it into maybe a picture book or a fiction book, depending how we feel. I think that's where we're going. So, Fallout. A film. No, I did that last time. So, what we're going to do is watch Fallout, sketch at the same time, try not to hide behind my pillow so much, turn it into something fun for a picture book or fiction book cover, depending on how we feel. Okay, now we did it. Let's do it. Although I'm slightly terrified. So first thing first, I had to nail down the concept. The idea here is basically there's a team of people, the people that appear in the series, are trying to escape the vault. So as I said, I am a complete wimp, but I have played the Fallout Shelter game on the iPad, which I actually really liked. If this was a real book, you'd be able to sort of go through and we would navigate the different levels and the different stories in order to try and escape. I started off really trying to get the outlines down and the characters nailed.
You're an actual vault dweller.
I am.
As the thing with Fallout is the characters are so strong in their design that although, yes, I was going to keep the main colour palette to the blues and the lovely yellows, you really want it to be recognisable with all the details. So here, I did want to put in the arm thing. I think it's called the Pip Boy. Some of these details are really recognisable as Fallout, so I really wanted to make sure I got them right. So now I've got my sketch, I'm gonna colour it. I would colour it whilst watching Fallout, but although to be fair, I'm not really going to be looking up that much. It's more, I basically just listen to it. I might as well just listen to the podcast of it or the audio track or something because I'm a wimp. That's fine. It's fine. Although, why can I only watch it after the kids are in bed? Because it's dark and it's a bit scary. So now we can turn this terrifying TV series, but awesome TV series, into something happy, shiny, smiley and colourful for children.
Everyone wants to save the world, they disagree on how.
Let's do it. And make myself absolutely terrified. Let's go. As the main colour palette was really going to be a lot of strong blues and yellows, I wanted a colour that would contrast it, so I chose the Max character. There are actually a lot of characters in Fallout, but for my cover, I kind of picked the ones that would be most aesthetically pleasing, and also the ones that I like the best. The next character I focused on, and he had to go on the cover, there was no question, was the Ghoul character. And if I'm being honest, he kind of freaked me out to begin with. So I really wanted to try and make him a more friendly looking ghoul, friendly ghost. No, he's not Casper. But yeah. I really tried to focus more on his accessories and also trying to soften his edges and give him a bit more of a playful look, so he wouldn't look really scary to children. Here's a couple of examples where the character is more basic and on the plain side, but then we've given accessories which show their personality and what they're like. Characters are definitely way more than just their sort of arms and legs and scale. Yes, they do play, obviously their features play a very important role in how they look and come across, but also if you give them spiky edge accessories, they tend to come across more mean. Also, the accessories really show what the character is all about and the role they have to play in the story. So now we're on to the next character, and I really don't want to give any spoilers, so this is going to be a bit tricky, but he definitely plays a significant role in the TV series. For him, I really wanted to sort of give hints as to maybe what his story is going to be. So with all his accessories, let's call it, but the boot, I did want to put in some hints to what happens. Because although this is for children, it is on the older fiction side of younger fictions, so it really is about finding that perfect balance of what you can show and what you can't. Last but not least, we have the Knight character, and he really does take up a lot of the cover and overshadows the characters. This is because I wanted to show that he will have a big presence in my story, as he does in the TV series. I also think that without him behind the characters, it really wouldn't tie all the characters together, and where we've got the framing device of the vault door, they seem to fit really nicely in the circle, which is a really good design tool. Where I'm using the fiction style to colour in, it is very important to get the lighter and darker shades in the right place here, because if not, it'll kind of all merge into one. And especially where we are also going to be doing a grey vault door and tunnel vibes, we really do want his character to stand out, so I do play a bit with the brightness and contrast here, just to make sure it's right, especially when it's going to be highlighted by the power in the image. And what I mean by power is I'm going to put an electric bolt thing in her hand. Very technical, I know. Don't forget to comment below if you're watching Fallout or any other TV series that you think would be fun for me to draw and illustrate. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you like it. If you don't, that's fine. Hi anyway. Now we're working on the background, and even though technically it's quite a small part of the image where it's within the vault door space,
the mission of the vaults should be important to everyone.
It is really important because you don't want to make it too light, otherwise the colours of the characters kind of get washed out, but also too dark. Where we've used quite a few colours on the characters, as I've said before, they need to be recognised as Fallout. The colours have almost been a bit dictated to us. Yes, I have used some creative licence on some of it to make them more suitable for children. They still need to look like Fallout characters. So for the background, I took a bit of a winging it approach, put some colours in places and hoped it worked. I then moved on to the power bit that I was talking about earlier, and this will be the light source for the whole image, which, as you've seen as I've done some of the characters, I have put some of the highlights on it already. Whenever I think of where I'm going to put a light source and how this will work within the image, I basically think of either a big sun in the image or a big light bulb. I pick a place and then everything and all the light will radiate from there, and then I put in the highlights according to that. And here are some examples of how I've done in other work, as you can kind of pick, depending on what you're illustrating, what the light source is going to be, and you put it where you think it's going to be most effective. In this image, I wanted it to be in the centre because, spoiler alert, power is quite significant to the story. I also love the colour and the tone of the yellow I've used, as it really does kind of illuminate the image, which is the whole point of a power source. For finishing up the colour part of the illustration, it was really important to make sure that that power radiated across the whole background, not just on the characters, basically to bring it all to life. And I am so glad I came up with the idea of the title beforehand, as normally now I'm kind of scrambling for ideas of what on earth am I going to call it. But because this was based on Fallout, I love the idea of trying to escape the vault and get out into the world. So let me just try looking through hundreds of fonts until I find one that I remotely like.
Can you tell me what's happened in the last 200 years?
And then maybe change it again. I really enjoyed playing around with this font and giving it much more of an illustrated vibe. By using the outline of the original font and colouring over it, I really enjoy the texture it's created. For the tagline, which way will you choose? I've had this idea throughout this whole video since the start, since I was sketching the really scribbly illustration. If you go back, you may see my note on it. I love the pick your own adventure stories where you decide as you're going through, and by reading the book you can read different parts and come up with your own story. And I would love to write one of these myself one day and create a young fiction book based upon that. Here are some examples of some amazing ones that I really like. But that's the kind of vibe I was trying to create here, and I think it would be really fun if you think of the whole vault situation and different vaults. It just would be really good to come up with your own story, as there are so many different ways and so many different outcomes that the Fallout TV series could do. I thought, why not the book as well? Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. It's been really fun turning a TV series into a picture book. And don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you again in the next video.